What's up, everybody? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and today I'm reviewing the complete Wave 1 Series 1 of the Halo Anniversary figures. Included in this series are Cortana, Halo 1 Master Chief, a black Spec Ops Grunt, and an Arbiter, a repainted Arbiter, and the ODST guy named Dutch. If you get all 5 of them, you can build this little legendary plaque. It's actually really nice. It looks like pewter almost, even though it's just painted plastic. But you put those all together and you get that. It comes with the little stand thing right here, but you can also leave that off and just hang it on your wall if you want to. I really wouldn't recommend that since it's so small, unless maybe it's going behind the figures on your display. But it looks really nice, just seated just like that. So that's how I would recommend you do it, but it's completely up to you. Nice little touch, a lot of nice detail in there, so cool piece. I'm very happy with it. I thought it would be a little bigger, but it's still pretty nice. Let's start off with Cortana because she's the easiest one to review. As you can see, the base is the same as before, and as you look up, so is she. Cortana is the same figure, give or take a tiny difference here or there in the paint perhaps, but same figure as before, as the one we got in the Halo 3 line. So there's not a whole lot to say about her. She's completely solid plastic, no articulation at all. Fairly nice paint app, as you can see. She's got her face painted on there. Let's look at the face instead. I know some of you might want to look down there, but it's just a toy of a computer lady, so calm down. Anyway, the paint app's pretty decent. You can see she's got the blue shading throughout to make it look as close as they could to the in-game model, which I'm pretty happy with. She does stand on her own, so no base needed, but she does come with the base like I said. And she is translucent, so if you put the batteries in the base, I didn't bother since it wouldn't show up with all the camera light anyways, but it has 3 LEDs in it, and that they'll shine through and light her up, and it's actually really bright and very nice and pretty cool effect. Little switch down here to turn it on and off, battery compartment. It's a cool little piece, so even though she's static, doesn't move or anything, obviously she's an integral part of the story, and she's a pretty cool figure nonetheless, so definitely recommend you get her. I'm just going to say it right now, I recommend you get all of them. There are only 5 figures in this series, and it's the anniversary, and they're pretty cool figures, so just get them all. So let me just get that out of the way. So there's Cortana. Let's move on to Arby. Mr. Arbiter. This time he's repainted silver. Now in Halo 3 he was a goldish silver, mostly silver. Halo 2 he was almost completely silver, and the Arbiter we got already is gold. This is a repaint of that one. This one's almost completely silver, otherwise it's the exact same figure. He comes with a plasma grenade and his energy sword. It is translucent with the shading on it. It's weird though because all of the tips on it, let's see if we can zoom in and show you. Anywhere there's a point on it, there is a little ball. So there's 2 on the end there, there's 2 in here by his hand, and then there's 2 back here on the back part. And I don't get why they did that. Maybe for safety reasons. It would be the first time if that is the case. I don't care for it because it looks kind of weird, but they're not terribly noticeable, so I guess I can look past it. But that's what it looks like. It is pretty cool though, nice and translucent. He can hold it very well. There's a peg in there, so he holds it very nicely. Mine's loose right now, but he holds it very well. His hands are single one piece, so there's no joint in there, but either way he can hold it. So there you go. He can kind of hold the plasma grenade if you stick it on one of his fingers or on the peg inside this hand. Otherwise, not so much. The face sculpt is really nice. A lot of nice detail in there. So same with the armor. The armor is sculpted very well. The paint, I think, could be a little bit better. I think it would have served Arbiter well to be painted more like the legendary statue. See how it's more of a really real metal look? This just looks like silver paint to me. But nonetheless, it's pretty cool. And he does have the blue lines inside on his under armor type deal. As far as articulation goes, he's got a ball joint in the back of his neck and by his head. You can see that there. He's got torso articulation. It's really stiff, but it is in there. Ball jointed hips, single jointed knee, and a double-ended ball joint on the foot. So it spins at the top, spins at the bottom, and has the pivot built into it. So full articulation there. The wrist is just a little tiny ball joint, so there's almost no articulation like that, but it will twist nicely. Single jointed elbow, bicep swivel, and a ball jointed shoulder. This armor piece is a little bit loose on mine. I don't really mind because it allows for more articulation, so that's okay with me. And same thing on this side. So he's actually a pretty cool figure. I'll get height comparisons in later on once I get more of the figures finished with the review. But there's Arbiter, very nice figure, pretty cool looking. There you go. Let's move on to, let's do the Grunt next. This is the black Spec Ops Grunt, same as the Grunt we got from Halo 3 line, just black, painted black. Has the removable mask just like before. Let me zoom in. A lot of nice detail on this figure. Mask pops off. Still really nice detail. And then the mask can go back on, obviously. Very cool. The black Grunt looks really nice in my opinion. I really like it. I'm not sure if this part's supposed to come off. I think they did for Halo 3. It's been so long I don't really remember. But if it does come off, I'm either not pulling hard enough or it's stuck on. But I'm not sure about that, so you might have to check somewhere else. Paint app's really good. He comes with the fuel rod gun, which is gigantic for him. But that's okay, because we've been wanting a fuel rod with a Grunt for a long time. The fuel rod's painted nicely, it's sculpted nicely, it's a really cool gun. He can hold it, he can't use the trigger. It just kind of sits above his hand there, but he can actually hold the gun. It's kind of tricky to balance him with it, but you can do it. So, no complaints there. Let's talk about articulation. His head is on a ball joint, and then his neck is as well. So, ball joint in there, ball joint up there. Ball joint in the shoulder. Bicep swivel. If I can get it, there we go. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. No wrist or hand articulation. He does have some torso articulation, but it's really limited and really stiff, so that's almost non-existent. He's got ball jointed hips, a thigh swivel, single jointed knees with a pivot at the bottom of the knee joint, and then a ball jointed foot. So he's actually fairly articulated. In my opinion, though they're a little smaller, these Grunts are actually better than the Grunts from Halo Reach line. Those are bigger, but these have better articulation by far. And he comes with a plasma grenade as well. He can't really hold it either. I guess you could fit it in that hand, but if you want him to hold the gun and the grenade, you're going to have to stick it on one of his fingers, which isn't really that terrible looking, I guess. So there's the Spec Ops Grunt. Very cool. Definitely pick that up. Very, very cool. Next we will look at Dutch. Now here is a problem with Dutch. Two things. Mine came with one of these polygon grenades from the Master Chief, the Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief. Let me zoom in so you can see that. You can see it's not really like a regular grenade. I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to come with that, so I had a spare regular frag, so I gave him that and just gave this polygon grenade to my chief. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to come with this kind, but I could be wrong. I only saw the one figure in the package and I looked online and it looked like this one, so expect a frag, but you could end up getting the old school frag instead. So just keep that in mind. Second thing to keep in mind, mine, right out of the package, this wrist broke. It just completely broke right off. So I glued it and it's okay now, but keep an eye out for that and be very careful when posing this guy. He has a ton of detail on him. It looks great. You can read it says Dutch on his armor. It's got the skull and crossbones. It says UNSC. I might not be able to focus in on it. I think you can kind of make it out. He's got the paint on the helmet. Just tons of detail on this guy. It looks really cool. One thing that doesn't have a lot of detail is the laser. It doesn't have any paint really, it's just black and silver. So it's kind of a bummer. Fingers are painted on pretty nicely too. He does come with some canister grenades, some extra pouches on his hips, and then he's got the backpack as well. Just like the Grunt, I can't get this off, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to come off or not, but mine is stuck on there. let's talk about articulation. The head is on the double ball joint. It's got like a bar ball joint with a bar, then another ball. So he's got nice movement there. Ball joint his shoulders. Nice movement there. He's got a bicep swivel, which I know we could use for the Reach ODST, well, the Reach Marine. And single jointed elbow. And then the wrist is on a joint like this. And it rotates like that as well. Except for this one since it's broke. He does have torso articulation in there. His hips are the same as the old ODSTs. This part moves up and down, but it's really stiff. I'm not even going to bother. This has a ball joint, like a old school ball joint inside the hip. Single jointed knee with rotation at the bottom of the joint. And then the feet have the same type of joint really as the wrist. It's connected at the foot, and then it goes up and down, and it has a swivel as well. So this guy's a pretty cool figure. I wish mine didn't break, but it did, so I'm probably just going to pick up another one. So keep an eye out for that, and be really careful though, because hopefully you guys won't get broken ones too. But either way, I was able to glue it, and he's able to hold it very well, the laser. So still a cool figure, highly detailed, highly articulated, very nice. Last but not least, Master Chief. Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief. This guy's actually in Reach scale, which is kind of strange since everything else is Halo 3 scale. And since this is Halo 1, you would think it would match Cortana and everybody, but I guess they're going for the Halo Anniversary game feel since it's going to be kind of part of Reach. So this is the Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief, low res. He's all polygonal. I don't know how to say that. Either way, he's got all the little boxy shapes on him. Now in the game, he didn't actually have the boxy visor, but they went ahead and gave that to him, and it looks okay. I don't really mind it so much. It's pretty reflective. Or I guess metallic anyway. It's not really reflective. The paint app on this guy is pretty decent. Not too many spillovers on the leg. You can see it's not perfect there. He's got some problems inside his hip there, but otherwise the paint's pretty good. The joints are really good. He's just like a Halo Reach figure. He's got these stiff, nice shoulder joints. Somewhat limited due to the armor, but that's okay. No bicep swivel up there. It's built into the elbow joint. And then he's got that rotation, and then the forearm rotates as well. Somewhat limited again because it's so boxy. That's about as far as his arm will bend. And then his wrist is on the regular Reach articulation as well. It'll rotate at the wrist, at the back of the wrist, and it has the hinge. The hips are the regular Reach hips. Those go up forward and backwards. That's what I was trying to show you on the ODST. Similar design. Then it's got like the ball joint in the hip. The single knee joint like that, it rotates up there. And the foot articulation, there's a hinge, and then it rotates at the top of the hinge. If I can do it, it's really stiff. It rotates at the top of the hinge ball, and then at the bottom as well. No toe articulation on this guy. Does have the torso articulation. Nice range of motion too on that, so that's really cool. Like I said before, he comes with these grenades, these old school grenades. Only one of them though. I got lucky and got the second one. Like I said, you might get that with Dutch, you may not. I'm not sure on all of that. And of course the peg for the assault rifle. This isn't really the Halo 1 assault rifle, it's a Halo 3 assault rifle, so it's kind of a bummer. But it's close enough. He can hold it well enough. It's not perfect, but it'll do. This is a great representation of Chief from Halo 1. It'll really bring back some memories if you guys actually played Halo 1 tonight. I know a lot of you are probably too young to even have been around gaming too much at that time, but if you played it, opening this guy and looking at him for the first time, it'll really bring back some memories because it looks very similar to the Chief from the game. So a very cool figure. Let me go ahead and get everybody out here stood up, and then I will go ahead and give you height measurements just to give you an idea. Let's see if we can get them all in the shot. Dutch, Chief, Arbiter. And the Grunt. Well, we don't want a Grunt in the back. We'll put Dutch there, and the Grunt right here. Okay, they're all pretty much in this shot. I guess I can switch these two, even though Chief is the main guy. We'll put the Chief in the back since he's so much bigger. There we go. And there we go. Okay. Okay, that'll do. You can see my backdrop, but whatever. Alright, so Chief stands at 5.5 inches. The Grunt stands at 4 inches. Dutch, 4.5. Cortana on top of her base, 5.5. And the Arbiter, pretty much the same as Chief at 5.5. So, there you have it. There's the Halo Anniversary Series 1 set of figures. Really nice figures. I suggest you pick them up. Go look for those. They're hitting GameStop and other stores too, but mostly GameStop already. So thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and more custom figures. And in the meantime, keep collecting.